I didn't put on level 5 for Kirk.
Oh. I can't listen to the stream audio
Right,
while I'm
right.
commentating, so
That's why I did it, because
music.
yeah, that's why I did it, because you can't hear it anyway.
Okay, I'm back, and it sounds fine.
All right, great.
So, give me that countdown, and we'll get your run started.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Alright, so this is Magical Poppin'. It's a SNES game that was only released in Japan. It's one of about 3... There's like a group of 3 SNES games that were only released in Japan that are both very solid and very rare. So this game is kind of a... It's like the underground cult classic, if that makes any sense. And in this game, you're going to see Cent sliding a lot, because it's about 10% faster to slide everywhere.
Wait, it's 10% faster now?
I don't remember. 7, 10...
I heard like 6, but alright, Kurt's good at stats. Anyway, sorry Kurt, go on.
Yeah, so... it's pretty much just a basic platformer. Cent is gonna grab this heart here in the first room, so that he has more health for the rest of the run. There are numerous hearts throughout the game, but generally only 1 or 2 are close enough and or necessary.
Oh, wow, I just messed up Furniture Wizard. There's a heart in every stage, but we need 4 hearts minimum, and that's just the fastest heart.
Yeah, so at the end of that boss, you noticed he turned around and ducked, which has been shown to be like a 1.5 seconds faster than watching the wizard die. Like, just getting him off the screen saves so much time.
Yeah, there's a lot of lag reduction in this game, because this game has some really, really bad lag issues. Not optimized.
And so, at the top of the screen, you'll notice his, I guess, spell bar, or whatever you want to call it, skill bar, where he can use the stars in the top right to cast a spell, and now he just got the bomb, which costs 4, and he started with the laser. And after he gets the bomb, he's gonna go left and do what we call a pogo jump, which is basically stabbing your sword into the ground to bounce off the ground, and then jumping while you do that, which will let you reach about 1 block higher with your jump, which lets him take an alternate route through the level, which ends up being about 3 or 4 seconds faster.
It's a very minor improvement, but it's also a really easy trick to do, so... I'm just getting hit everywhere.
Yeah, so each spell has a special if you hit select with it, and it costs like 8 to 12 stars depending on which one. But the specials all deal a full heart to the boss, whereas normal hits only deal a half heart. And so at the end of that boss, Cent paused for a second to let the boss drop down so that he could kill it closer to the ground, because the boss fight doesn't end until the boss goes off the bottom of the screen. So waiting for it to go to the ground saves multiple seconds.
Right, and actually before I get into that, you want to talk about the jump I theoretically would have to do at the start of the stage that I'm really not going to do if I can avoid it.
Yeah, so the fastest way through the cave in this level is to run off and do a very precise pogo jump to skip the mid-boss of the level. Instead, Cent is going to manipulate an enemy, wasting a couple seconds.
No I'm not.
Cent is going to fail at manipulating an enemy.
Well, alright, third try, but... yeah. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Kurt.
Okay, so he did go for the backup strat, and he ended up pogo jumping up there, but it's a very precise jump, and it's not very consistent. So he ends up going through this part backwards by making that pogo jump, And because he went in the room from the right instead of falling from the top, the boss doesn't spawn. So he grabs the key item for the level, which is the grapple, and leaves without fighting the mid-boss.
I think, like, what happens is when the mid-boss dies there, it actually spawns a completely new room with that door in it.
Yeah, that sounds right. And you'll notice there's just two of the same room in a row in that cave for no reason.
Yeah. Well-designed game.
Grappling is a pretty hard mechanic to get used to in this game. There's about a 6-frame window to get a good jump off of, and if you are outside that 6-frame window, you'll just like fall when you release the grapple, and you won't get any height whatsoever.
The timing is very unlike any other grapple I've ever... Well, alright then.
It's pretty awkward. So Sent missed that grapple, so he would either have to wait for the platforms or go back. Not wait for platforms.
No, I'm not that bad right now. I'm a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first marathon I've run of this game in 2 years now. So the nerves are there.
Hat Hide's going mainstream again.
So the stage 2 boss is coming up, and I wanted to mention with the stage 1 boss that there's really no boss RNG.
Yeah, everything is mostly when you hit the boss and where you have the camera. And also like how close you are to the boss. Those are about the only things that cause the boss to do anything different. So Sent has devised a pretty consistent method for this boss.
Ass
where
me.
Sorry?
Ass laser.
Yeah.
I have to say it.
So
Anyway,
yeah, that's like the
go
only
ahead.
way to get that boss to where he pretty much gets hit for all of his invincibility. Or he's not very invincible for long at all, and you pretty much hit him instantly. Level 3 has the glitchiest boss in the game. There is a way to cause like some sort of memory corruption during this boss. We haven't been able to do anything with it thus far.
Actually, Goki, back when he was messing around with this game, did manage to wrong warp with it. Backwards.
Wrong warp to the title screen, right?
And it was like everything was yellow instead of blue, so... Magic.
But yeah, that glitch has to do with like, if you get the boss too high up in the air and he does a certain attack, it will most likely just crash the game. But it's kind of rare, and you would have to almost try to do it.
I got the good attack. So, there's a floor here. We have no idea why.
Also worth mentioning, I guess the next boss in this level is also glitchy in that if you kill him at the wrong time, like, you can't leave the room, right?
No, there's a certain frame where if you kill him right as the attack coming out of his eye is changing from, I guess, like a sprite to a projectile, the game has absolutely no idea what to do and just soft locks.
So yeah, level 3 bosses. So yeah, that was pretty optimal manipulation on that boss. You start out with the laser to hit all 4 of his parts at the same time without causing massive amounts of lag. And then for the last part, you can only deal a half heart per hit. And now we are on our way to the freeze.
Yep, nice.
Which you use in about 2 spots or so.
It's really not useful, but there's also just no way to not get it, so...
skip potential in the future. Skip the freeze.
Be a pretty big time saver. Anyway, this is an intentional death. It just saves me having to go back to this room. And I set my health up with all the damage I took earlier in the stage.
Yep, so we had to go get the freeze just to get through this room.
So this room is really fun when you're playing the game blind, because that shot right there is totally a dick move. You will never see that coming.
The unfortunate thing about this game is most of the stage hazards deal a full heart of damage. Like, every time you hit fire, it's a full heart. Whereas getting hit by enemies is only a half heart.
I mean, it does work to my advantage in a lot of places. There are two... You start the game with 2 extra lives, so there are 2, points where we intentionally die. And then this boss. Kirk, would you mind? I don't think I can explain this boss and fight it.
Oh god, this guy is... We're never going to solve this fight entirely. There's stupid stuff where, like... So, you have to kill all of his heads, and each head takes 2 hits. And he will only stop at certain points in his turning. Like, if you destroy one of the heads, he won't stop on that head anymore, so he might spin longer.
And I actually did not get the pattern I wanted there.
And so, it's all just like manipulating the camera to get him into the corner to prompt him to do a certain attack. And hopefully not have him spin in a circle for 10 seconds.
Yeah, which is what's happening right now, actually. Oh my god, he won't stop! Please, head. Thank you. That was absolutely terrible. So yeah, we have a very specific strategy for that fight, but about 4 hits in, I had the screen scroll just slightly too far to the left, and that messed everything up. And then Trainwreck happened, so...
It's not a good boss.
It's really not. I think even Kirk... there's a Japanese task of this game, but it's not amazing.
Yeah, I think that it probably does worse at that boss than you just did.
That's sad on so many levels.
But yeah, so, beginning of level 4, you refight the dragon boss from level 1, for no real reason.
I mean, at least we have a fun strat for it this time.
Except you're in a room with scrolling water.
Very difficult boss. Stage 4 is actually probably the scariest stage in the game, has the hardest platforming, and in general is my least favorite to play, so...
There are 2 rooms in this level that are not good for blind play.
Just accidentally skipped a cake there. Hopefully that doesn't bite me later.
You're only down half a heart.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
So yeah, that room you just passed, all of the stage hazards except one in there deal a full heart of damage. This room with the statues, if you don't slash the rings, you just get hit constantly. And then the other bad room is way later. But now we're gonna take a detour to get the fire spell. There's actually a skip for the fire spell where you can like skip it for the entire game because you only actually need it in one spot. But that involves hitting left on like perfect 16 frame intervals to lock the camera such that
oh my god,
the
he
ice block
blocked.
doesn't spawn.
The ogre blocked. He never blocks. Oh,
It's too good.
yeah, now he knew what I was doing.
So fire skip, I mean, I've done it on console just from like mashing keys, or I guess on keyboard technically, but like non-tool assisted. It's doable, but I don't even know if I've ever done it in under 45 seconds, which would be what it saves.
I've done it once on console, but it's something I wouldn't do in a marathon regardless of how many times I'd actually accomplished it on console.
Right, like it's one of those things I feel like the world record is going to have it someday, but it's not fun.
Hey, guys, can I just say something?
Sure.
Sure.
Alright, first of all, we got a donation from Corodius, who says Yata. And second, if you manage to get a $5 donation in before this run ends, then you have a chance to win the Hat Hide Perler, which Golden has been pasting in chat a few times. So definitely get your donations in for that.
Right, Mecha Ricker made a Hat Hide Perler, and it is adorable, so I really hope you guys donate for it. This room
That's
sucks. I hate this room so much, and I hope I don't die in here.
One heart.
I'm gonna die in here. Yeah, I'm dead. Well, that's bad.
That is not good.
Ooh, we just got one more donation from Psychotic45, who says, "Good luck, Send, and have fun with your magical popcorn."
Thank you, Psychotic. So, yeah, here's, you're supposed to go and activate a timed platform, and yeah, we're not gonna do any of that, we're just gonna ride some spikes.
So yeah, that death earlier is gonna make it so he can't death warp in level 5, which is a little awkward, but manageable.
I'm gonna lose some time over it, but it's not gonna kill the run or anything.
That grapple
Gonna get this
we just
game.
did is 2 3-frame jumps. And that room is one a lot of people have trouble with, because you have to make like 4 grapples in a row to do it normally.
I think the intended route is like 6 in a row or something, but
Maybe.
yeah, that room is really weird.
If you're blinding this game, you could spend like 15 minutes in that room.
That is generally where people get stuck the most, blinding this. Anyway, this is a fish. He's really not effective. We call him the ineffective fish.
At least that's what you call him.
I am not a clever man.
The entire Poppin' Running community sent himself.
Hey, sometimes we're 2 people. Depends on the times. Once in a while. Anyway, yeah, we throw a bomb there so we can kill him at the very right side of the screen and as low as possible. And also just because it looks really cool.
Yeah, it won't let you walk during the boss's death animation. And if you were at the left, it would automatically walk you all the way to the right of the screen, which wastes some time. But get hyped for level 5 music, it's good stuff. This level is very confusing, and we're not going to visit, like, at least half of it. Which makes it even more confusing. But basically, you have to get the ball power so that you can get to the boss, more or less. Or, I guess the mid-boss. So, go straight to the ball power. Normally you death warp. We don't have a life, so...
We'd also be taking a lot of damage boosts in this area to prepare ourselves for it, but... you know, can't afford the death, so that's not gonna happen. It's probably faster to go out the bottom of the tower.
You know, I haven't done it in so long I can't remember.
Yeah, no, neither have I. I'm gonna go out the top, I guess. So anyway, we get the ball power, which lets us become Sonic Sprite. It's pretty good power.
It's kind of a shame it's so late in the game.
Oh, whoop. That's the only one of those enemies in the game, by the way. those face statue things. Really not sure what its deal is, but that is the only one. I mean, by contrast, this mini-boss I'm about to fight actually shows up twice. So, you know.
The bosses in this game kind of get less creative towards the end. Like in the next level, there's two of the same wizard with slightly different patterns and different colored cloaks.
Well, at the beginning of the game, if you look at the backgrounds in the outside area of the first level, they're really beautifully detailed. There's like 3 or 4 different background layers. Anyway, I'm just gonna roll through some fire, because, you know, that's faster than platforming.
And yeah, one of the things about the ball is that you can pretty much cancel it very quickly, so you can vary the length of it. Otherwise, you just kind of roll until you stop.
This is my favorite Gundam. Oh, okay, well, he's gonna be a little silly, but that's okay. The important part about this is he needs to bounce off the wall every time I hit him, or he'll, like, stand at the very edge of the wall and be annoying, but if you do that, he'll just jump back and forth until he dies. I'm gonna play it safe in this room. Normally I try to damage boost off those spikes up to the door, but...
Yeah, and the sole purpose of killing that boss was to hit this switch to open the door to get to the rest of the level.
It also fixes this elevator, so, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, when you walk past the elevator, it's entirely broken. When you walk back, it's been magically repaired.
And this room is really laggy and awful. Even on console, it is not fun to be in here. And it has this enemy, who's rather infamous, the General Troll Penguin, but found a really nice way to help him get me onto that platform, so he's become a friend. I'm gonna laser ostrich if you remember that strat.
It's been a while.
So,
yeah,
go ahead, Kurt.
I was just gonna say, ostrich, you can either... You have to hit his head, and then you can hit his stomach. And that's how you damage him. And you can only deal a half heart at a time.
So yeah, enemies in this game, very graciously, can't actually hurt you while they're invulnerable, so you can abuse that to, you know, let an ostrich fly through you.
It's good stuff. Alright, so level 6 is a giant maze. I guess if I were to describe it, at most points in the level, you can either take the top route or the bottom route. At one point, there is like a middle route. If you take, I believe it's the very top route towards the beginning, you will fight an extra boss that is Dracula. And that is the only point he appears in the run, is if you go the wrong direction in this level.
Yep, Dracula is in the game, but only if you take the very top route, and it's very silly. I would not recommend it. Also, I got hit by the wrong bat there. But, yeah. So, in this next room, I don't need the enemies to drop health, but I also need to not get hit, so... And if they drop health and I don't get hit, you know, that's gravy. I'm gonna try and one-cycle this room.
So yeah, this room sends in, or that he just passed with the spikes. If you fall in that room, you take probably the worst route in the entire level. And all you have to do to fall, basically, is get knocked down randomly by an enemy.
Ah, Dirk, that was actually the one cycle. I didn't go for it.
Weak.
Yeah, I wimped out. I'll admit it. Pick up some health real quick. And fight the most annoying boss in the game.
Yeah, this guy takes his time. He is not in a hurry for this speed run.
Oh my... Yeah, so you want him to bob up and down 3 times, and then he'll kind of rear back to throw fireballs, and that is the only point you can hit him. But there are certain ranges where he'll just run away instead, and it's unpleasant. You can't hit him while he's not going to attack. He'll just put up a shield and take no damage. This is where a lot of blind players stumble because they have no idea what to do. They'll just chase him around the arena forever.
Right. If you walk within his range, he hops back, which is why we use grapple to fight him, because it hits at that angle.
Yeah, it lets us retreat.
It also uses enough stars to grapple, so that's good stuff.
Yeah, it lets us retreat to a safe distance where he won't run away, hopefully.
Star management is kind of important with regard to fighting bosses. Like, you can easily waste like 40 stars on a boss, and then you will just not have the stars to do other things.
Yeah, stars are really important at this point of the game because rolling is really important. So this guy, the opposite of Red Wizard, he won't do anything unless you get near him. And then this happens. That was a little weird, but it worked out.
It was manipulation.
Let's call it that.
Style points.
Alright, let's see if I can't get this grapple. Or this ball. Oh man, I got it. So yeah, there's one frame right there where you're close enough to the wall that you could roll up it. I think it's one. Kirk would know. Or maybe he wouldn't.
I would not know.
Somebody knows. Clearly I don't.
I've never tasked this level. Also,
Okay, we got...
that
Oh,
lag.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, one more donation from Vankovish says, needs more hat hide.
You'll
Thank
be
you,
seeing some
Vankovish.
hat. You'll be seeing some hat hide pretty soon. I do use it towards the end of the run to help me time something, so I mean, get hyped for that, I guess. So here's a rematch with the Gundam, and there's another really consistent way to manipulate him.
We are nearing the end of the run. I believe there's this boss, then you refight the guy with the hammer, and then...
No, we don't refight the guy with the hammer. It's just the final boss, both forms after this.
Did we already refight that guy?
No, we don't refight him. He's on a different path in this stage.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
he's in this level, and we just, yeah.
Yeah, you're going the wrong way, Kirk.
Well, 2 more donations if I have time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, $5 from Boney just saying, face. I'll paste it in chat. And then we have a $10 donation from Hackspam saying, golden for best pop and blind speedrunner, FTT, hired character, arrow, hat hide.
Thanks, Hagspam. So yeah, this is, totally not Iceman / Dracula. He's really annoying, because you can, much like the Red Wizard, you can only attack him when he's attacking, but his ice pattern is random out of 4 possible patterns, and some of them are really hard to avoid taking damage during, and of course if you're too close to him, he'll teleport away. He has another attack which is a lot better, but he won't ever use it, so... I'm actually really low on health for the final boss, but I'll just play it a little safe. Kirk, do you want to explain this final boss?
Yeah, so he has an orb in the center of him that you have to hit, and you can sometimes get double hits if you're at the right point in his pattern. Other than that, he uses very strange attacks. One of the attacks is very, very hard to avoid unless you use one of your specials. The grapple select special holds you invincible for like 3 to 4 seconds, so that's kind of a noob way to avoid stuff coming at you. But Sent has plenty of stars because he got a bunch before the end of this level, so he can use them as he pleases.
Alright, I got all the double hits. Awesome. Do you want to explain double hits real quick while we wait for the last cycle?
I mean, I kind of explained it. Just
oh, sorry, I was paying attention to my... You have to count, like, I think it's 970 frames. Anyway,
yeah,
that's time.
That's
Sorry, forgot to mention, that's time.
Time.
Okay, I think I got you at like 30, 58, or 59 or something.
That is a train wreck, but alright, it was fun.
It was alright. I think most of the time loss came from the fact that you couldn't die in level 5.
Yeah, that actually does save like 20 or 30 seconds right off of that. And I mean, the death itself was actually, you know, a pretty big time loss, so...
Aside from that, I think and statue head, but
oh,
I won't hold that one against
that was actually like 30 seconds lost right there. That was abysmal. Anyway, Sloop, do we have a moment? Because I actually want to point something out in the credits if we can.
Sure, I think so, yeah. I'll just get the next game ready while you do it.
Alright. So this is an adorable game made by an adorable little studio that went bankrupt immediately afterwards because, honestly, this is not an amazing game. If you look in the upper right corner of this window, you'll notice Charlie Brown. We're not sure why he's here. Oh, wait for Charlie Brown. He's coming, I promise.
I get the slight delay. I don't get the Charlie Brown quite right away.
No, I said it a little early too, just to prepare people for Charlie Brown. Gets a cameo. But yeah, the credits are really proof that this game was bug tested and thoroughly looked at. And we'll see that here in a minute. So anything you want to plug, Kirk? Well, you know, we have a second here.
I do not have anything in particular. Shoutouts to the 5 a.m. time slot. Rolled out of bed to do some commentary with my friend Sent here. So.
Thanks so much for coming. I was, you know, I was shaken and super nervous. Without you here, man, I would have been a wreck.
But I mean, I'm all about the poppin', all about the hat hide. So it's been a blast.
And
as these credits continue to roll.
Package character design is a good form of character design, but it's not quite as good as the develop tent. This game was made in a develop tent.
Yeah, so I mean that's about all you need to know about this game. It was made in a tent. They could not afford a building.
they couldn't afford the office. They had the develop tent. Anyway, I'm gonna cut my stream now. Thanks for watching, guys. I say goodbye and then I'm going places, but I'm actually sticking around to read donations for Secret of Mana, so I'll actually be here.
I am going to bed because I did not sleep enough, so